Hello, Rock and Bear back for week 17. It's a New Year's showdown coming up ahead, but Thursday's game should be pretty interesting, Rock. We got the Jets going to see Flacco. Does he want revenge on his old team? What do you think?
Flacco and Cooper have combined in the last 4 games more than anybody. Tom Brady and his stud. They should do fine. Myles Garrett and the other guy on the other side. Cleveland should cover that 7.5 kind of easily.
All right, kind of easily. I think so. I agree. I think the one should be by a touchdown. The Jets' offense is really at a question mark, but the defense should be the biggest test Flacco's seen yet so far in his late career.
I'm not sure who they played, but that could be true. Okay, let's go.
Moving on. Detroit Lions going to see the Cowboys. The Lions down to 4.5. I saw it at 6. There must be some news. Cowboys are hosting. They've been tough as nails at home. Detroit has a handful because Dallas really needs a win here, Rock. What do you think?
Well, Detroit is 6-2 on the road, which I thought was kind of interesting. They got 2 good running backs. They got some receivers. Cowboys are undefeated at home.
15 in a row.
Guess what? No. Detroit will cover. Cowboys will win. Barely. Unless Mike McCarthy's can't handle the clock. Let's go.
Not so fast, my friend. I think the Cowboys have something to prove. Losing 2 games in a row, they don't want to have a third loss. They really need this home victory, and they've been tough at home. I think they win this game by 7, maybe even 10.
Wow.
Cowboys a statement game for them.
Disagree. Okay.
All right, moving on.
The Rams.
The Rams, they've been hot, going to see the Giants, who have been not. Rams minus 5.5 on the road. Should be an easy one in cover, Rock. What do you think?
Well, they say coast-to-coast stuff, but the Rams now have a bona fide 5 games in a row 100-yard rusher named Williams, I believe. Yeah, and they didn't really have that to compliment. Cooper Kupp's healthy. They have a funky foreign name guy, not
Puka Nua.
Yeah, the Giants are toast.
5th round pick.
Although Tyrod Taylor didn't look too bad last week, but the Rams will cover the 7.
I agree. I think, like I said, easy cover.
Sorry.
They're playing well, and Stafford he's kind of on a mission lately. And the Giants, Tyrod Taylor is starting a quarterback. We'll see. Rams, they're hot. I'm taking them.
Okay.
So moving on, San Francisco 49ers after an embarrassing defeat against Baltimore. Baltimore showed up. They look like they're for real. The Commanders is not starting Howell. They're getting 12.5 points. I think it's justified, Rock. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a game we don't need to talk about. San Francisco should win and cover. Let's move on.
I agree. I think they're going to win and bounce back.
This next one's a good one.
Moving on, Las Vegas Raiders after beating Kansas City on Christmas Day morning. Indianapolis Colts led by Minshew.
Minshew Magic.
Minshew Magic is going to smash. I don't know about that.
That junkie's going to sack him 6 or 7 times.
Crosby's going to be in his business.
Absolutely.
But I think, if Las Vegas didn't get 2 defensive touchdowns in 7 seconds last week, I don't think that they would have beat Kansas City.
This new coach, when you see charisma and you see players, coaches, they play a lot harder. They showed that the week before when they scored 60 points or whatever it was.
True.
Yeah. I love the coach. I love Vegas. Money line. Take them.
No, I disagree. Gardner, mustache madness. Let's go. Moving on. Arizona Cardinals going to see Philadelphia. Philly is minus 7.5 at home, rightfully so. I think they're ready to kind of make a comeback statement game here, and they'll win and probably cover. Rock, what do you think?
Well, they're kind of hanging around waiting on San Fran to lose another game, which if they don't let Purdy roll out and pass, I mean, he's not a statue like Jimmy G, but he's just got a couple sidesteps. Obviously, Baltimore showed us they're the best team in football, but that's only one game. Yes, they'll cover. Yes, let's move on.
New Orleans Saints going to see Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield having not MVP-like season, but
comeback of the year.
Top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now, I'd say, on paper.
Yes.
Not the record, but
I agree.
Overall performance and QBR.
And they're at home. Why is it only 2.5? They should be giving up 5. Take Tampa Bay, Mike Evans, Godwin.
Tampa by 7.
All right.
Moving on, Atlanta with Heineke as quarterback, going to see the Bears, who looked pretty darn good last week. And are they going to keep that momentum at home? Minus 3, Rock. What do you think?
Well, this is kind of a coin toss. Weather, wet, windy, whatever. Will they win by 3? I think the Bears have a big challenge coming on what to do with Justin Fields. I want him to trade down, take Marvin Harrison, pick up someone's picks, get an offensive line, give him a target, give him some blocking. I think Justin's pretty good, and I think the Bears will cover.
I agree. I think Justin Fields, they're not giving up on him yet.
No.
I think he has another year or two to either flourish or flounder.
Why does everyone good leave the Bears? Montgomery left. I could, I'm not a super Bear fan, but you people that are, Keith Schultz, if you're listening to the show, you know how many guys the Bears just, it's McCaskey and the general manager. Hey, we didn't take Mahomes. Whatever. Let's go.
All right, moving on. Carolina, are they going to have an empty stadium? No, because it's at Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence isn't 100%. He might not get the go, but he probably will because they're fighting for a playoff seed, as far as I know.
Must win.
I think it's a must win. I'm pretty sure it's a must win for them.
And luckily they're at home.
And they're at home now. I think they'll probably cover. Carolina might surprise people, but I don't think so. Jacksonville by 10. What do you think, Brock?
I'll agree.
All right, no comment?
Nah, no comment. Trevor's going to probably play. He has to. He's not 100%. Carolina's been playing the last 2 games pretty tough. But, Jax covers.
All right, Jax covers. All right, moving on. Miami, going to see Baltimore. Probably an AFC Championship preview, depending on how the games work and who plays who later in the playoffs. But 2 top AFC teams that have been proving themselves, and both teams really want to make a statement here. And Baltimore's at home, only minus 3.5. Brock, what do you think?
Well, that was a surprise. Although there's this best game, worst game theory that we spoke about. Boy, did they look good against San Francisco. Oh, my goodness. Lamar's obviously MVP. Obviously, he looked fabulous. Miami has Buffalo at home next week. All the Buffalonians, is that such a word?
Yeah.
Bill's Mafia. They're going, come on, Baltimore. Because actually, Buffalo could win the NFC East if Miami loses and Buffalo wins out with 6 losses and beats them head-to-head week 18, they win the division. That ain't going to happen. All right.
We'll see. Hold on.
Baltimore covers. Big time.
One more little tidbit about Baltimore. Baltimore, I just learned last game that they actually have Georgia's offensive coordinator for the past 2 years. So that's why their offense has a different element to them. They're not run-heavy, run down your throat, north and south. That's why you're seeing a different looking offense. They're spreading the ball around, and I think Lamar is stepping into that role, and he has the ability with his legs always. But it's not run first. It's pass first, run if you have to.
And
it's been suiting them.
You're right. He looks downfield a lot more what he's
scrambling.
Tools. And boy, oh boy, that guy, I didn't think he had a cannon like that.
Yes.
I mean, he rifles the ball like really, really well. And it's going to be hard to take them out of the Super Bowl. But somebody could get hurt. There's 2 weeks left.
True.
All right,
playoffs.
moving on.
Tennessee Titans going down to see Houston without C.J. Stroud. Still in concussion protocol.
He passed Part 4 today, and he's he'll probably be suited up. They don't want to let Tennessee.
Are they still in the hunt?
Yes.
As a wild card?
Houston, that whole division, Houston, Jacks, and Indy are all 8-7.
Wow.
That's how exciting that is. Now, I don't know how many wild cards are available. I know, but anyway, yeah, the 3 teams are in that division are 8-7. So hey, I don't remember a year end that's been this exciting,
right?
And a year end or a whole year that's
2 weeks left. That
full of
more than
surprises.
half the teams are
San
still
Francisco loses at home.
Yeah.
Kansas City loses at home. Surprise.
If Stroud plays, I'm taking Houston cover.
Kind of like the NCAA basketball tournament. No number 1 seeds made the Final 4.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was last March.
We're
closer to the next match.
This is a crazy year. Go ahead. New England at Buffalo.
Now, what's your prediction for Houston, Tennessee?
Oh, Houston covers 4.5.
Houston covers 4.5 without CJ. If he doesn't play.
Well, without CJ.
Okay. Well, I think with CJ, it's a cover. Without, it's a question mark.
Well then,
Mills.
All right.
Mills. Moving to talk to people about Mills. How about the Bills? They're going to be hosting New England. Minus 13.5. Rightfully so. Interdivision probably always plays close. I don't know what the weather looks like for this game. Let me take a quick peek. Conditions say 37 and overcast. So no big snow down for New Year's Eve.
Excuse me. 13.5 is way too much.
This is
interdivision. Belichick knows this guy. I think there's a million 12 noon games our time, and then there's 3 or 4 late games, and they're a late game, and Belichick wants to not be embarrassed, but Buffalo will win for sure. But
Yeah, they'll win.
13.5. Are you kidding me?
I think it's more like a 7-point win for them. 6 or 7. Maybe 9.
Yeah.
But 13, 2 touchdowns, that's just too many.
Zappy's not playing too bad.
Yeah, he is. He's playing well. They're fired up right now.
All right.
Moving on.
Big one.
Pittsburgh Steelers going to see the 12th man in Seattle. Seattle playing well, pretty healthy. They're hosting Pittsburgh, who's kind of up and down lately. Rudolph had a good game last week.
Yep, he did.
Rock, what do you think? -3.5.
Well, Jesus, Seattle's got home. They got their running back. You know who he is.
Walker Jr.
And they got
Kenneth.
2 great wideouts and a great players coach. Pittsburgh's got a great players coach, but they got Pickens, who's been a problem man, or is that the receiver or is that the quarterback? The quarterback's out. Rudolph's playing. So I'm talking about
Pickens.
I'm talking about the crybaby.
Huge game.
I want the ball.
Well, he had 180 yards on 7
They
catches.
got
2 touchdowns, I think.
and he probably bought Rudolph a car. Do I like Pittsburgh? I don't know what the line is. What does it say?
3.5. Pittsburgh's getting points.
Of course they are. With that defense, I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. Just because I like Tomlin.
I disagree. I think Pittsburgh had their best game last week. I think Seattle's going to man up.
Seattle had a comeback win. They didn't look good last week. They had a comeback win in the last minute.
I think they're geared up at home. They're playing for their season in the NFC West, and I think they want to make a statement at home and get the fans riled up before the playoffs.
Alrighty.
All right, Cincinnati. Man, what a roller coaster for them this season. Playing a team that's been on another roller coaster and probably on a downhill slope. Kansas City, they're -7 at home. Is that justified, Rock? What do you think?
Well, once again, the big question is they're not going to announce Chase being out until the 1 hour before game time.
Cincinnati's out of the playoffs.
They're 8-7.
I think they're out. They're 2 games back on Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's a wild.
I'm pretty sure I heard last week they're statistically out.
Okay. Kansas City needs to come out and do
I may be
something.
wrong.
And I'm sorry, they're just not very good. They're just not very good.
Yeah, no Joe Burrow. It's been a heartbreaking season. Joe Mixon can't carry the team this late in the game. If there's no Chase, I'm saying Kansas City needs. They don't want to get embarrassed. This is a must-win for them.
Well, you know what?
61% of the money's on the Bengals +7. Though.
You know what's so
Trap?
Mahomes is playing. He's playing it. He's sending it to Tyreek going, baby, come back.
All right. I think Kansas City will win, but I don't think they'll cover the 7. I think this will come down to the wire.
All right.
Maybe even an upset. All right, the Chargers, who have been running out of juice, going to see Denver without Russell. Who's playing quarterback, Rock? What do you think?
Some new guy that I've never heard his name, didn't bother to do the research. I said, this is who cares game? Sorry, Randy, if you're watching this show.
Who cares?
I know you love Denver. You live there. I hope you're well. Okay.
All right, final game. Green Bay Packers going to see Minnesota. Both teams really want to do something here. Both are 7-8. I don't know if this is anybody's game. 1.5 at home, rightfully so. Love, is he going to love this game, or is Mullins going to throw 3 picks and lose the game for Minnesota? Rock, what do you think?
Boy, this is another coin toss game. Minnesota's the home team. What's the spread, please?
1.5.
Minnesota's
-1.5.
I'd have to take the home team.
I agree. I think Minnesota, Justin Jefferson, he's back, he's healthy, he's playing in form. Hawkinson, they're playing well. I think Minnesota's going to win this game at least by 3, if not a touchdown.
Playoffs!
What? Guys, that was week 17.
We have a little bit of time left to share with you. Everyone in the world, of course, is predicting Baltimore after that great win in Lamar MVP, as they should, and they don't even have Mark Andrews. I mean, this Flowers kid is unbelievable.
Zay.
Yeah.
First round pick.
Anyway.
4.3 speed.
In the NFC, you'd have to think San Francisco, but then you got to think again.
Who's going to be the surprise?
We'll see how Detroit plays against Dallas on the road.
Yep.
You think Dallas is going to win? I think it's a money line or money line. Did you say 4.5? It was 6 when I just
4.5 as of right now.
Yeah,
must be some new news or some betting shifts.
Yeah,
this is covers.
Okay, well, All right, well, and it's.
Hey guys, comment who you think is going to be in the NFC Championship and who you think is going to be in the AFC Championship, and make a Super Bowl prediction. Let's see who's right. Long shot. Bet the futures. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Rock and Bear signing out for 2023.